What's up, everybody? It's time for another update of my 90-day challenge. Let's dive right in and see where I ended up. So, yesterday was kind of a mixed emotions day for me. If you guys have watched my previous video, uh, I I was really excited to start the day yesterday because I figured out how to really look at this order book, not just kind of look at it based on the videos that I've seen, like, hey, there's some buy and sell walls, this is how you should look at it. No, I really kind of understood it because I was in a shitty trade for like 5 hours. There wasn't a lot of movement. What it allowed me to do is just allowed me to look at the order book. Because there wasn't a lot of movement, it wasn't going fast at all. And during those 5 hours, I was just kind of staring endlessly at the screen, kind of like, instead of kind of going up, doing some stuff. But yeah, I mean, I'm addicted. This is like my crack. So yeah, I stare at the screen and I'm staring at the order book. And, the aha moment came about 2 or 3 hours in, just staring at the order book and just understanding, really what it is that the spread meant. Yeah, we understood that there was a difference between the buy and sell, but anyway, I'm gonna play this video. This is my first trade of the day, and I've sped this up 10 times just so you guys won't have to kind of go through the whole hour trade with me. It'll be done in about 7 minutes. So yeah, while this is going on, you can see that I'm putting where I'm taking a position in. I'm getting the trade ready. I'm putting in my buy order. I just put in my stop limit. And as you can see with this new strategy of really looking at the order book, not so much the candles. Again, the candles are super important to understand if you're going to take a position in a coin. But, that's where really the price action comes in, the technical analysis comes in. But when you've already decided that you're about to enter, this is where the order book comes in, the buy and sell wall come in. To really put you in a position to succeed. So I felt great coming into the day. I was like, this is going to be a profitable day for me. I feel it. I feel like I can now see where before I was just blinded. I was just taking trades and guessing really where to enter based on, okay, it looks like the price action is slowing down on the sell side. I was like, this looks just about the right time. It's just about to hit the support line. Let me enter here. And it would always dip a little bit below where it entered before it starts to come back because I really wasn't looking at the order book. But while this trade is going on, I'm gonna talk to you about some of the news that came out yesterday, which was the 30th of January, because that's going to lead up to what my second trade did. While I play the second trade for you, so some of the news was, the first bit of news came out of South Korea, and it was huge. So the implications were kind of big. It just didn't show it in the market. At this point, the news already broke with South Korea. As you can see, I mean, while the trend is not great on this particular trade, the price action is still doing what it's supposed to be doing based on, the buy and sell walls that I'm seeing up here. So yeah, the news that came out of Korea, South Korea, was anybody that right now has a position in any exchange, every single exchange effective immediately is required to take all the customer information, so that obviously they can take their percentage, their taxes, right? So that was a huge thing because South Korea is a big country for cryptocurrency. A lot of the country does hold positions, so that in itself was a huge deal. And as you can see, I'm flipping through some Ethereum charts and Bitcoin charts. while this trade is going on, because at this point I still am not trusting the market, and I'm still believing that things are going to crash. So this is where I ended up taking 50%. I ended up taking my take profit at 50% and letting the rest go on. So now I'm in the second part of the trade with only 50%, and you're going to see me kind of put in a new stop limit and a new take profit. And yeah, at this point I'm feeling good because this is my first trade, understanding the order book. It goes exactly the way I expected it to go. So now I'm feeling like, okay, this day is going to get better. So yeah, the news in South Korea broke. But I'm like, okay, this is not having a major effect on the market at this point. So, at this point, I'm just waiting for this trade to just kind of finish out. And when this trade does finish out, you're going to see me take another position with Poet again. I wait for it to kind of come down to a place where I think it would be a good place to purchase based on what I'm looking at the order book again. Some big support walls. So as it's going to go up to this top green section is where I'm going to take my next profit and close out the trade. So right here you see it dip, and I didn't understand. So it never hit my target, and I ended up closing the trade out early because I ended up seeing a lot of buy walls just come up prematurely. Sorry, a lot of sell walls come up prematurely. I'm like, you know what, I'm going to exit this trade. So I exited it with a profit for about a 1.5% profit. So this is where I bring in my second trade. Now this is why I really had mixed emotions on the day. Because again, I was excited to now use my newfound power. My newfound power. I was excited to kind of put it into effect and really try to make some profit for the day. Again, if you guys are following my videos, you see that there hasn't been too many winning days for me over the last few weeks. And yeah, a lot of it is due to the market either declining or consolidating, and it's definitely tough to make profits there, but I'm not letting it stop me from continuously trying to trade because I'm here to learn. I have my 90-day goal, and if I'm sitting on the sidelines, then I'm not learning anything. So what's tougher to win in a market that's going down or sideways? If I can find a way to get small victories in a market like this, then when the market does turn, I'm pretty confident that I will become a lot more successful, right? That's just basic logic. So that's really why I'm not really sitting on the sidelines. But yeah, let me bring up the second trade again. As you can see from the previous trade right here, I already took my take profit about right over here. And I'm getting ready to take my second position in right now. So at this point, I'm going to hit play. And you can see that I'm now getting ready to put in my position. And now this is where I wanted to take my trade. As you can see, I'm looking through the walls to find the best position right now to kind of take it. And this is going to kind of lead me into the second story of the day. So the second major story that broke, which in my eyes is a lot worse than the first story, is Tether, right? So for those that don't know what Tether is has been created by Bitfinex, and it's made to really act like a hedge, like a safe haven for your money. As you can see, my stop loss is about to be hit over here, which where I entered, I thought that was going to be a good support based on what I was looking at, but the bottom kept falling through. And you're going to see me now make an additional mistake, which is, okay, let's go and take another trade. And let's go ahead and lower my stop limit. Again, you got to be a disciplined investor, which means if I had my stop limit at a certain place, that's it. If it hits, move on. But I keep adjusting, and that kind of leads to what my 2.5% loss ended up looking like. And you're going to see me kind of adjust this as it goes on, because I'm seeing some huge buy walls that look like it's just going to support me and just protect me. So I'm like, okay, maybe that really wasn't the support, and I'm going to go ahead and adjust it to now what my next support is going to be, which is right over here. And I ended up taking another position right there, as you can see, thinking that, hey, it's just going to bounce at this point. So yeah, so Tether is, again, made by Bitfinex, supposed to be backed by $1. So for every US Tether, it's supposed to be backed by $1 US in an account. And, you know, for the last few months, there have been a lot of push to kind of have them produce any kind of evidence that they really have that $2 billion that they've printed Tether, that they really have that in an account somewhere. But they refuse to do so, which kind of raises a lot of red flags for a lot of people, rightfully so. And yesterday, the U.S. government decided to subpoena Bitfinex. Now, Bitfinex is not a U.S. exchange, so I don't know how much merit that's going to have, but nonetheless, it's a huge deal, right? You're being subpoenaed by the U.S. government, regardless if there's any basis there or not. That's a huge story, and it broke out on Bloomberg News. And at that time, I didn't know. It just broke out. I'm not a big Bloomberg News kind of guy. You know, right now, all my news consists of my cryptocurrency news at this point. And when this news broke out, I was right in this trade. And I just didn't understand what was going on. All these huge buy walls were disappearing. All this support was disappearing out of thin air. And all I kept seeing was these bars break through support after support. And it just didn't make sense until I found out about the news. And then you're going to see me kind of switch back and forth through the Bitcoin chart over here. And then you're going to see the kind of crash that Bitcoin took. Now, obviously, for those of you who don't know, you know, when Bitcoin crashes, everything crashes, right? 99% or 95% of the coins crash, minus a few exceptions. But they all look the same, all look similar, all have those same red dips that you're going to see on Bitcoin. You're going to see them everywhere. So right here, you see me kind of switch up my plan. I kind of got out of the trade here. I want to get in a trade a little lower, so I got out right here. I'm waiting for it to hit now, support below, and then I want to get a position right there. So you're going to see me kind of put it in my position there and then readjust. So, huge story. I mean, I'm a holder of Tether. Even while when the story broke, even right now, I'm still holding Tether because I have more confidence that Tether is not going to fold in the next few hours or few days than I have confidence that Bitcoin is not going to crash another 5 or 10%, right? So, at the end of the day, I don't know if I'm going to get burned or not, but the story in itself is a huge story. I really wish that they just come out and produce the evidence that everybody's requesting, because I think Tether is just a huge upside to the cryptocurrency market. Safe haven. Right now, while everybody has their long-term positions, right? But what if you don't have a long-term position and you just want to day trade? You have no place to keep your money without it moving. So besides that, if Tether blows up, that's going to have a huge implication on the market itself. Now, there are some people that kind of say, well, Tether is only worth $2 billion. There's only $2 billion worth of Tether that's printed right now. Our market cap is currently at $500 billion. So how is $2 billion really going to affect it? Well, it's not about the $2 billion. There's more into that besides the face value of it. And we're not going to go into that in this video, but just know it's not about the $2 billion. It's not about just $2 billion coming out. It's about how the business was done, how they're inflating the price of Bitcoin if it tends to be true. And that is going to have a huge implication on the market, I think. Now, that's a huge deal for me because, again, I'm on this 90-day challenge. I got to make this work. Every single day counts for me at this point. So I don't want to have the market stagnant for a month, 2 months. I don't want to see consolidation periods. What I want to see is the market going up. I feel like, hey, if I can make some profitable trades while the market has been going sideways and down, and I feel like now my skills are really kind of starting to come together between understanding price action, understanding patterns, understanding order books, understanding why what's happening is actually happening, why these big buyers are moving the market down or up. The logic behind it all. I feel like I'm ready to start making some profitable trades, but it's really difficult in this type of market. So now that I feel like I'm ready, I just have to now wait. I'm in this waiting, holding pattern right now, and it's kind of aggravating me because I want to trade. I want to make some trades. I want to learn. I want to make some mistakes. I want to have some victories, and I can't. You can't even predict the market with what's going on. Right now, today, after the crash yesterday, obviously everything's in this consolidation period at this point because, when a market crashes, it doesn't just go back up immediately. It's got to go through some kind of consolidation. And you can see right here, I'm switching through the Bitcoin and the Ethereum charts, and boom, look, everything is down. Everything. And it's unexplainable. And there you'll see my limit get hit right there as I exit this trade for a negative 2.25. So yeah, you can't really trade in a market like this because at this point, people are irrational. When they see the market dipping like this, there is no real structure behind the market. There's just panic selling and people just making moves that you can't predict really. So if I were to take some trades, it would probably be purely a gambling move, which again, I'm a gambler. I love to gamble. As you can see from my previous videos, I've explained that one of my problems is that I gamble too much as far as just taking stuff without doing the proper analyzing. So again, I've tried to, talk myself into not allowing me to do that anymore and really focus on doing the right thing because, again, this is a personal challenge to me to become successful, to become the 5% that are successful in this business. I truly believe I can do it. I know it's not going to be easy, but in order to hit those and achieve those targets, I have to become disciplined in what I'm doing. First and foremost, you can't be successful unless you're disciplined. I truly believe that. So that's really where I am today. That's where I'm sort of excited and super frustrated because, again, I've developed now a winning recipe, what I believe is going to be a winning recipe in my trades. But now I just have to sit back and just watch and not participate while this market goes through whatever correction it's going to go through. Again, I'm a firm believer that I really think that Bitcoin is going to be dropping to the $8,000 mark. I think we're going to go through this now consolidation phase for the next day or two. Markets are probably going to head back up for a short term before we see another correction down. At this point, I think we're now another week to 10 days away from the lunar year closing out in China, which I think once that closes out, I think that would be a tremendous help where we'll see kind of an influx of money into that market cap. And then from there, we'll know, where we stand. Once that ends and the money starts to come back in a little bit, we're going to see what the market does at that point. Are we done? Are we back to where we're supposed to be? Or are we going to continue in this phase, which is going to end up being a problem for what my challenge really is? Because, 3 months is not a long time. If we're going to spend another month, a month and a half in consolidation, this up and down, periods while the market is still in this correction phase, then that doesn't leave me a lot of time to get done what I want done. So yeah, a little bit of excitement, a little bit of frustration, and that's where we are. So going forward, again, these videos I'm going to start to have these live trades on while I'm talking to you guys about any kind of new tools or any kind of new things that I've learned. So it'll give you guys something to look at while I'm kind of going through that and explain what my rationale behind the trades were. So again, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching and subscribing. And if you haven't already done so, you found any kind of value in any of my videos, please hit the subscribe button. Please, help us get our information out there so we can help new traders back into the market. Again, have a great day. I hope you guys see a lot of profit today, and we look forward to talking to you on our next video. Have a great day.